The International Monetary Fund published its latest report on the economies of Central Asia and the Caucasus. It praised Uzbekistan's ongoing economic reforms and confirmed its support for the country's efforts to strengthen macroeconomic stability, implement structural changes and ensure sustainable growth. The report was presented on May 2nd at the Central Bank. The event was attended by IMF regional managers and officials from the banking and financial sectors of Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan.
Performance in the CCA countries was very strong. In 2024, it surpassed our expectations, and our projections just only 6 months ago. Growth in 2024 reached almost 5.5% in the region as a whole, from 5% in 2023. But importantly, that was more than 1 percentage point more than we expected only in October last year. And what were the driving factors for this? I think I can mention a few. One was that primarily domestic demand was very robust. And this reflected strong private consumption, which was supported by strong remittances. Remittances in the region continue to be at historical high. Strong credit growth. In many countries, credit growth has reached now double digits. And also very strong real wage growth. We've seen it in Kyrgyz, in Uzbekistan here, and other countries, very strong wage growth. And therefore, all of these factors supported private consumption. At the same time, we have seen a pickup in investment in infrastructure, in energy, in mining. And therefore, this investment also is important, not only because it supports domestic demand, but also because it creates a momentum for the years to come.
At the presentation, Timur, Ishmetov, chairman of the Central Bank of Uzbekistan, explained the reasons behind the central bank's decision to tighten monetary policy and strengthen risk management and control in the financial sector.
So our goal is to continue to promote this deeper financial intermediation, but while keeping eye on the risks and managing those risks.
The regulator announced that it will continue its policy of expanding financial intermediation while strengthening risk control. It also emphasized the need to balance supply and demand, reduce the budget deficit, and support the development of microfinance institutions and local stock markets. As many know, the energy sector's tariff reform was completed on May 1st. According to Central Bank's forecast, no further price increases are expected. Unfortunately, our inflation rate remains high at around 10% per year. This is mainly due to major reforms aimed at liberalizing prices. On May 1st, we completed the second phase of energy tariff reform. We do not expect further price increases and can now focus on reducing payments, said Chairman of the Central Bank of Uzbekistan. Timur, Ishmetov, citing an IMF report, said that Uzbekistan is facing a unique period of global political uncertainty. This is true, and it does worry us, said Timur Ishmetov. However, even in difficult situations, there are some positive aspects. For example, the rise in gold prices benefits us, and we should take advantage of that. In addition, our trade balance has improved. Even if we exclude gold, the balance still shows improvement. He noted that the exchange rate remains stable and is not as risky as in previous years. We do not expect any major risk that could put pressure on the exchange rate. This is a good sign because in the past, the depreciation of the national currency was a constant concern. We do not see such risk in this year or next year, which will help lower the inflation rate, said the chairman of the central bank. Timur Ishmetov expressed hope that 2025 will be the last difficult year for the central bank in terms of managing inflation. The bank aims to reduce inflation to 8% by the end of this year and reach the target of 6% early next year. During the event, special attention was paid on how to regulate the inflation rates in the period of recent increased energy tariffs.
Reform is absolutely necessary in Uzbekistan because energy subsidies, they are quite high in Central Asia. Generally, and they were high in Uzbekistan as well. And subsidies, when they are not targeted, they promote inefficient utilization of resources, then it spills over to other sectors of the economy as well, and it's absolutely necessary to take actions about it. Increase of tariffs started back in 2023 for businesses, and then sequencing was continued last year, when utility prices were also increased for population, and another round actually happened yesterday. While analyzing inflation, of course, we have to take into account these necessary changes, but what is necessary and what is needed to make sure that inflation goes down? First of all, developments need to be analyzed because, and as we say, usually after COVID times, decisions about monetary policy needs to be data-driven. Because as more information is available, authorities, in this case central bank, can see better whether tight monetary policy is working or whether it is necessary to take additional measures or additional tightening as well.